Welcome in, everyone, to the Challenge After Show. Tonight, Jenna, Pamela, and I are talking about the Challenge, Season 40, Battle of the Eras, Episode 18, The
Yeah.
End of an Era, Part 1.
Wow.
Wow. There it
Wow.
is. Okay.
We did a mutual.
Almost. It
I
couldn't
warned
even
you
be the ends.
pre-show. I warned you pre-show how
Yeah.
this went, not a great title.
It can't
Um,
even be the ends of an era because they're splitting the final up in two parts naturally as this season is going. So it has to be the end of an era part one, which is
mm.
kind of like contradictory if we're being honest, but I'm not trying to nitpick.
Excellent. Hey, well, I want to get overall thoughts. I'm going to start and say I really enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that bad. I'm usually complaining about the finals. Oh, Pamela might have a different thing.
Hmm.
I liked it. I think that maybe the reason I liked it is because it was purely based on swimming. I think I'd be good at this final. I think I'd be right there with Jordan. I liked when Jordan was like, I liked it. I want to be in front. I want to be like, if there's someone else that's good, I want to be right in their tail, but I'm the best. So I'd be on Jordan's tail. That's what I'd want to do in this. I really think I'd do well in this one. And I have a couple thoughts on the Kylan thing. We'll get into that after. And I really want to talk about our 5 assets of the challenge because I think that I'll get into it. Jenna, you go next with your
Okay.
overall thoughts.
So first, I have a follow-up question for you. So you
Oh,
thoroughly enjoyed it and were entertained based off of a
I
tunnel vision of how you would have
that's
done in this
that's just part
final.
of it. I think this final was made for me. I would be I mean any great swimmer this I mean I'm sorry but like this is why I was bothered by Kylan, and we can get into it real quick. But like Kylan, like, dude, I'm sorry, bro. We have our 5 assets for the challenge. I know that you're obsessed with the challenge. You watch all the seasons. Did you not realize that swimming is a pretty key part? And apparently he doesn't watch our after show, girls, because if he did, he'd know our 5 assets. And they're very simple: social game, endurance, strength, puzzles, and we literally have number 5 as swimming for a reason. It's not on there because we couldn't think of something else. Swimming is a huge part. And look, this season it finally paid off. Swimming is insanely huge for this. So Kylan, learn to swim, quit your bitching. And I like Kylan, so I'm upset that I had to say that, but that's my feeling on
Well,
that.
I'll just expose myself. When did we come up with the 5 assets? Because I
A while
couldn't
ago.
for you. I don't remember
Maybe it
coming.
was a Pam and I episode, but we've said
No,
it
yeah.
multiple times to you, Jenna.
Yeah,
Those are our
Jenna, you've been
five.
involved in the
No,
five.
we know swimming is involved. So Dan, I have many thoughts, so bear with me here. I kind of
Sure.
like they're kind of bulleted. Well, first off, I agree with you in being entertained, although there are things that I will critique about the final.
Oh yeah.
One being the amount of swimming, which I know was your thing, but for us normal people who are not fish in the water, this would have been terrible to compete in, and so daunting to see swim after swim after swim. But outside of just that, I did find it very entertaining. Like I did enjoy it. It was fun to watch. I thought all of the little elements and, certain things really did have me like my jaw drop. We can get into all those finer details. But yeah, so call me a game hater, but I just thought it was like so unequal and unfair with all of the swimming.
Okay, Pamela, or sorry, Jenna, when Tori lost in the final a few seasons ago because she couldn't throw an axe at a target, that was the only she kicked the whole thing's ass, except she
Yeah.
couldn't throw an axe at a target, and that's the reason she lost. Is that unfair? Like the challenge is so random. It expects you to be good at, and that's what I love about the challenge. It expects you to be good at a million different random things, and if you're not good at one of those random things, it could cost you it. In this case, I know it's swimming. It was very. People are gonna probably be like, Dan, you're so off. But this was just happened to be very heavy swimming part 1. I bet part 2 it's going to be they're in like little boats or something. They're not going to have to swim. They're going to be like in a kayak. And guess what? If you're not good at kayaking, are they going to say that's unfair? If Kyle's going to bitch about that too? Like,
Well, yeah, no, I know that it does have to be versatile. You do have to be good at swimming, but this final wasn't versatile. And like you said, I know it's only the first leg of it, but it was all swimming and all puzzles and so much swimming. And then in the third checkpoint, after you swam and made it to land, you just had to swim again. Like it just felt nonstop. And I so felt Kylan's pain before he even got to the post where it explained that you then have to swim again after you already climbed up the stairs after swimming 8 times already that day. Before he even got to it, when Jordan got there first and announced, go swim 500 meters, I was like, oh my God, like I'm sick of it for them. I feel bad for them. This wasn't like well, you have to be good at swimming and you didn't practice your swimming, so you suck at the challenge. This was like all swimming and puzzles. It was
I get it. Well, hey,
completely
look, I've
balanced.
bitched about the puzzles in the past too. and this was very puzzle heavy. If you're not good at puzzles, or is that unfair? Like that, I mean, puzzles has been the thing of the challenge for the last 3 or 4 seasons, all puzzle heavy, but no one ever and they all say I'm not good at puzzles. Well, then they say go prep. CT's always saying prep for puzzles. I always prep off season. Cara said I'm going to practice for swimming. She kind of did, I guess. Island, go practice your swimming. Like, I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah.
You know it's going to happen. And what if the next season it's a strength thing where you have to lift like 500 pounds and it's very, heavy centric on the strength thing, obviously being equalizer for male and female. But what if someone bitches about that? Like, and now Kylan gets to count coins in the ship. He seems to like that one. He's not complaining. Whatever. We'll go on. Pamela, let's get your thoughts because there's so much good stuff to talk about here.
Overall thoughts are the swimming, it's just unending, and it is in open water. It's different. It's not normal. It's so strength. It's literally as if they spent one day for 8 hours lifting weights. It's like, I get it. I like swimming too. I'd rather swim than run. I would much rather swim. I like swimming. I'm not there doing it. It's shitty that there's no balance, and I'm assuming that the other days are going to be fully different. I'm assuming they'll be running and strength or something very different, because this is just, it's boring, frankly, is what it is. It's like, and then they're swimming again, and then they're doing a puzzle, neither of which you can really follow along in. I hate to be, this is my nitpicky, that's my overall. My nitpicky is Jenny and Michelle all of a sudden are like the dominators. It's like, they haven't showed up all season. It's bullshit. Kylan, it's like, I just think it sucks. I think it sucks when, I'm not saying they're not doing a good job in earning it. They are. I'm very impressed with their performances, meaning Jenny, Michelle, whoever, Jordan, obviously great. But the people that have really shown up all season, and yes, I am bitching about Torian and Axe. It's the same thing where it's like, enough. All right, swimming, you can practice, you can get good at it. But to have it just all it is swimming is getting boring. And my final thought is Jenny's attitude. Ooh, I hope.
Oh, I can't wait.
And I hope she quits or something, because I don't even hate Jenny anymore. I've been coming around to her in the past couple of episodes, but I do not want to see her win another challenge on her second freaking challenge appearance, especially when she had a shitty season. She didn't have a good season. She started doing okay towards the end, but
that's interesting because I felt like similar in a very, very lower scale way, where I was more so surprised at Jenny and Michelle as opposed to angry that they were performing so well.
No, I wasn't angry about it until it was like, oh, again, we're gonna and wash and repeat and wash and repeat and wash and repeat for them must have been 48 hours, like 24 hours. How that was
maybe they're just showing up when it really matters. They have their adrenaline going, or they're better at swimming than Tori and Rachel.
But it's just so repetitive. It's not like a big swim race.
In previous finals, we've seen miles and miles and miles of running, right? And that's what we expect. Oh, they have to be able to have a lot of endurance while running in order to be in a final. That's why we say Anissa's never going to win the damn thing. But no one ever complains, well, Anissa's not good at running, we should give her something she's good at. No, this is just they threw it at them. This is what was on. They have to complete this task. It is what it is. Every season's different. They made it very heavy swimming. There's no denying that.
I just feel bad for Kyle. That's all. I'm like, God, like how do you, it's one thing to not be great at swimming and just sort of practice. And again, I'm like, oh, well, Cara, at least you got out before you had to swim for 100 gazillion hours.
But wouldn't have been great at it, right?
Tori and Rachel are fine swimmers, and they're still, it's just, I feel bad for
but that's what I want to say. Like, we never complain, like, man, we need to get a final that Anissa would be good at. Like, we never, because there's a lot of running.
You're right.
Like, this is, I don't know. That's just me. I don't mind
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I simply feel bad. I'm not saying it's not fair. I'm not complaining about the game or the swimming or anything.
Agreed.
I'm simply saying I feel bad. You kind of understand, based on 40 seasons of this, that you're going to be running. And if you don't prepare for that, fuck you. You're this level of amount of swimming it's like even Jordan must be getting tougher. I mean, there's even if
We
you're a pretty good swimmer, this is excessive for
I
what
get
we've
it.
ever
I
seen.
get it. But it's still, I know Jenna's unaware of our five assets, Pamela, that you and I created years ago, but it's been the number, it's been in that five spot
It is.
always. And it's been there for a reason because swimming is always involved in the challenge. And this time it just took a leg up on the endurance thing that's already in our five assets. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, it's
Yep.
huge. It is hugely important in the final, especially. I feel like you do a lot of swimming in the final. But to agree with Pam, I just feel bad for
Yeah,
Kyla.
I'm not
Feel bad.
mad
Okay,
about
and
And
it.
I'll
that's fine.
even
And
raise
Not
well,
you
fair.
that
because
I'll raise you even that I almost even feel bad for Jordan too. And hear me out on this because it's like feel bad for him. He's an amazing swimmer. He's finishing in first. This is his final to win. Like, what could there be anything easier for him? But think about it. He is dominating everybody head and shoulders. That if he's arriving to the boat like 30 minutes before the next guy, there's got to be something more rewarding for him than just getting like one more token than second place. You know what I mean? Like I don't know exactly how the point system for the checkpoints is are breaking down. Like does Jordan get 2 points and the guy behind him get 1 point?
Right.
Doesn't even that almost doesn't even feel fair for Jordan, who is smashing everybody. Like,
yeah,
because it's
which
done by
is
placement instead of time. If he's murdering everybody, exhausting himself, and he can't not exhaust himself. He has to go pedal to the metal because he doesn't know how close somebody is on his heels, but he's not really being rewarded equally for the amount that he is like killing everybody else either. You
well,
know
and
what I
Jenna.
mean?
that's my
Uh,
concern. And that's my concern about, and we can get into the beginning of this where TJ announces that the karma points are going to come into play. And to me, I'm not a fan of the karma points. I think all season it was like, what is it really going to be? And then look, it's going to be like it's why is the challenge a popularity contest now? Why does it have to be that way? If Jordan's the clear-cut winner, like we've seen him win all three checkpoints so far, and he ends up dominating the thing, and then ends up getting second place because of karma points somehow, I don't really see it. I think Jordan's a pretty likable guy, but at the same time, people might be like, no, I don't want him to win again. And he ends up losing because of karma points when he dominated a final. That's bullshit to me. I'm gonna be really, I don't, there's enough
but
equalizers in
Dan,
this
it's the
game.
game, Dan, but it's the game.
Yeah.
It's a
Uh,
new thing though, but they
Social
never,
is a part of the five elements too, Dan. That's
karma
social,
points is number six.
it's
social,
five. Social.
social is in there.
It
But
is in
But no,
there.
but
listen, I
having
This
understand.
that's part of your social game, not being disliked by
what was the bullshit that Laurel got that we didn't like then? What did Laurel get? Skull,
The
extra
Mario
skulls?
Kart stars. She
yes,
got
Yeah,
that was
stars,
she
yeah.
game.
did a good and it
F stars
her
too.
game. I think it was bullshit, but it
Well,
helped
then
her
that's the
game.
same thing for the karma points. I'm sorry, you're
I
adding a
agree.
new element.
It's gonna be cheating. Cara should have won that other one, but Laurel did because Laurel successfully convinced Cara people not to like Cara.
I'm
But
just saying,
I
40
just have a
seasons
really
in,
serious, important answer for Jenna about what Jordan will get in return
Yeah,
for this is his career as a race car driver.
that's true.
So
But Pam, only if
that's
he
what
wins, though,
will
Pam.
right. He
Only
said,
if
then
he
I
wins.
can be a race car driver. I can enter the formula. Because one of our commenters was like, I love how mad Jen is that he wants to be a race car driver. And I just,
Not
it's
mad.
just so
I just
funny.
almost feel
Right.
like I can't help but belly laugh every time they show that one damn picture of him that's like super edited and it's like a glamour shot over the shoulder
Uh-huh.
on the racetrack. And it's like it leaves my mind and I forget that he's so badly his heart's new burning passion has become a race car driver. And then they show that picture again and it's so hysterical.
Yeah.
Uh
I just
yeah.
like not to. I love Jordan and I want him to win, frankly. That's my, but it's like being like, I just want to be a regatta champion. It's like, it's a privileged sport. It's like, first I
Yeah.
just need to get a boat and then of all the time in the world to become the best competitive sailor in the open water.
Yeah.
It's like who, unless you started off young or something or have sponsors, it's just funny that he needs $1 million to pursue his dream of
Being a race car
being
driver.
I just think
Suddenly.
it's funny.
Yeah.
I'm not actually mad about it. It is. It's just
I know. And then
I
he's
want to
gonna
be a regatta champion. Like how do you
yeah.
how do
And
you
then
in
he'll
your
open his
30s
microbrewery
right?
next.
How do you
Yeah.
in your 30s just pivot to like my new career is going to be regatta champion? Like I just need a boat all the time in the world, a Caribbean home to live on and practice on the sea. It's just
Yeah.
that's
And Dan, I'm not saying that I totally disagree with you. I just think this is I mean,
I,
listen, like, I have to try to find the fun in it, and this is nothing short of a fun way to spice things up. Like when
mhm.
you if you're the winning partner in a partnership, if you can decide to steal the money from your partner, this is kind of like sharing a similar sentiment, you know? Like you just won the challenge, however, now something else is going to mix up your stake in winning. Like if you thought you won the money, think again, you know? And
Yes,
I mean, and
I
I
love
feel
it.
But
And
this isn't
it's
that.
a
To me, that's
majority vote versus your partner getting to just fuck one person. Like with, I'm still upset for poor little, what's his name? That Ashley M.
Oh
took
well,
the money from
I thought you were going to talk about
Hunter.
Sarah. Sarah and Hunter both got.
Sarah, of course, Sarah gets enough. Hunter's the unsung hero being screwed over in a situation like that where you have really just been an equal partner and they get to decide. At least this is like, look, if everybody in this cast of 40 people thinks you suck, you might suck.
Okay, but with that
I
said,
will say, in agreement with you, Dan, it is shitty to go through such a physically grueling and taxing final just to be in first place or be very high up there and then learn that it's the karma points that made you lose this game, because this is still a game. Like, it isn't
I
like
agree.
what you're saying about it being a popularity contest. Like, it's not really necessarily supposed to be that when you're playing the game. Like, you are supposed to like
well, that's
backstab your alliances a little bit. You are supposed to play a little shady.
so.
I
Think
mean,
about that though.
changed though. People don't want to play that way anymore. They
So
don't
here's the
like.
thing about Jordan though. Jordan's
Yeah.
one of the only people that did not have to go into an elimination this season, correct? And with that, he didn't have to come back in and kind of you had to make targets. Obviously, this is how the season worked. When you want to win elimination, you had to choose targets which made more enemies, which therefore they would maybe want to give you worse karma votes when they left. So Jordan actually, not only is he getting first place now, he might not have any bad karma votes based on the fact that he didn't have to make any enemies this season, where like a Bananas, who people already didn't like, then has to go down there multiple times in eliminations, and then boom, he has to choose enemies, and then boom, he's making his. So I mean, I'm just thinking it's really, it's like, not that I'm trying to stand up for Bananas here, but that's just an example. Like Rachel, for example, did Rachel really have to target anybody that badly when she won her one elimination?
No.
It's a different. It's just so.
Stand by though I stand by my a few episodes ago saying I don't think the karma vote's gonna like take away a win from
So
someone.
let me. I listened to the next on the challenge. Did you ladies listen or no?
Sort of. I was
Okay. TJ said, um, the karma vote, because of the karma vote, there was movement in the standings. He says it to all of them. He doesn't say the answer of what happened, but he says there was movement in the standings because of the karma vote. So I don't know if that's just after part one or after part two or how it's going to work. Is that the final shot there? I didn't know. They don't tell you, obviously. So if it does affect someone, it's going to depend on who it is too, I guess.
Well, that's the other thing is that I can't imagine the only person that I'm really concerned for with the karma votes is Bananas, and I don't care. Or the only people I don't want to win, everybody else I kind of like are Bananas and Jenny. Honestly, are
well,
the
let's talk. We got to
like,
talk about Jenny then. This is great because
okay.
like I am super annoyed by her complaining too, but it's actually causing a lot. And I hope this really happens in the ship more. It's causing drama. Jordan's yelling at her to stop and shut
Jordan's
up.
like, shut up.
Yeah, he's not just yelling. He is like he's throwing a tantrum in and of himself too.
But is it entertaining you? Because it's
very entertaining.
Thank you. So it's entertaining me.
Like Jenny, so I'm glad he's like, shut up. She must have been going on and on and on and on. I think Jordan shut the fuck up was like at hour 20 of everyone like losing their minds. Jordan has a short fuse. We know this.
And he's already, but
but I feel like he spoke for everybody.
Even if he didn't have a short fuse, I can't imagine having to do something every 30 minutes back and forth like that. You're all delusional. You haven't slept.
Swimming, well, the swimming, and it's literally, no, I feel bad. The swimming's awful. And then it's like, it is torture. It's like what they did in the Holocaust where you're like moving rocks. Like it's mind numbing work. They literally would be like, move a rock from point A to point B, point A to point, just repetitive, mindless work.
And I mentioned this to you, Pamela. Torture. I would not want to be, we talked a little bit last week. I was like, I would not be comfortable on that ship in general for that period of time. On it's got to mess with your head. It's a confined.
Everybody's in literally the same boat, so it's like shut the fuck up. We're all.
I get it, but like you're in a confined space versus like when they're on land and they have to make them stay up all night. At least you have like the whole woods and if I want to like go off and just like have a moment to myself. Like you're stuck on the ship. Where the F do you go? In the water? Like to get some space?
No, it's mind. It is literally a form of torture. Like I feel like they're going through, I forgot about that phase. We haven't even got, so swimming. And then you're on a boat, which in and of itself, if you guys have slipped on boats, not a giant.
Well, smaller boats, they rock.
Yeah, a smaller boat. You're just like, I really admire a Tori who's like keeping a good attitude, and Derek too. And even though they're bummed, it's like this is what you signed up for, and you do stand to
Oh
gain
yeah.
three normal person's years of salary if you win. So shut the fuck up, Jenny. That's where it's like, shut up. And I guess that's where
Funny though, like, yes, I agree. It would be very annoying. It sounds like everybody on the boat was annoyed with her. They're all saying it during their confessional. Also, shout out Derek for calling out her hair, which I found hysterical.
Oh
But
my God, that was the
like,
best
but
line of the
but
yeah,
night.
why
also,
does your look like
my
that?
hair sometimes looks like that after I work out too. I'm kind of like Derek for being a lady of leisure. How many ladies do you hang out with? Like, hair can get pretty crazy pretty quickly. Like, I totally understood Jenny's hair, and also, I'm just like I'm saying, I don't doubt that she was annoying, but I'm just not feeling like the Jenny hate. Like I just don't have
Oh,
Oh, I
like
am.
it
What?
doesn't
I
What?
am.
bother me.
She's
She doesn't
obnoxious in this.
she doesn't bother me at
Okay,
all.
Jenna, let me break something down for you. Like
I
we're
have
just
no reason to hate her. I feel
well,
like
let me
she's
say why I think
performing
you should.
really well. She's won an elimination. She was kind of an outcast on her team. And I'm not saying that she deserved not to be because she didn't really have the long-standing friendships a lot of people had, but she's performing really well. Like I just
Yes.
doesn't
Okay,
bother me
but
at
okay,
all.
and that's great. I'm glad she's performing well, but like you and us three are just talking. We're not on the show. So we're like, "Oh my God, I wouldn't want to do that. That would be awful." Yeah, we also didn't sign up for it. We also aren't getting paid for it. All of the above. And this is also Jenny, someone who's already won this goddamn thing in the freezing like snow. They showed her in some blizzard or whatever the seasons ago when she did win. Okay, step it up, Jenny. I'm sorry, but you're on this show for a reason to win. You're not
That's
like
breaking
I'm.
you.
You're
Yeah,
not
like
playing
I'll
for
go out
$30 an hour. Like you're not making like salary, like an hourly salary. Oh my God, you're paying for
I'll
$400,000.
tell you where she was obnoxious, Jenna. I'm gonna second dance and say she was like, swimming. I haven't swam since my last competition, and battle
Yeah.
of the
It's
whatever.
more than
There's one
just
other.
no,
I
Pamela.
actually want to
That's
name.
just the tip.
It's like, so it's not something she's worked on. It's not like a Tory, someone that it's like, I came back, I competed, I worked, and yes, I'm a Tory favorist,
But
but
but Pamela,
it's like,
let's
I'm just
remember.
good at it all of a sudden. Like,
You're talking about when she's in the ship counting coins. She was being and moaning from when she got on the ship saying, "My hand already has dirt on it." I'm like, who
she's
cares? Are
just
you
she's
do you
complaining
understand?
too much. I feel like even Michelle, who I think could be a whingy little whiner, is like, okay, we get it. It's not fun. Like, what do you think this 48-hour period of maybe winning
Yeah,
$1 million is
correct
going to
me if
be?
I'm wrong. Didn't she only start complaining at the very, very end when you're
Well,
it's
that
like
was an hour. It
going
was a
through
half
Wait,
hour
Twitter?
in
Jenny?
and a half hour
Yeah.
up. A
She
half
wasn't
hour.
Jenny
complaining
That
the
was
Jenny
entire
hours of
complained when she got on that
complaining.
ship and she said, "I'm already dirty. We have to sleep on these 10
She's
thread
a complainer.
mattresses."
A
She was
complainer.
right away,
I
Jenna.
mean, no one was really happy about that. Everybody was like, "Oh, I have fuzz in my throat, and oh, this is gonna suck. No one wants to sleep
Jenny
on
was
this."
on another level, Jenna, but I like that you're standing up for her. Good for like people are gonna be happy about that in the
Yes,
comments.
Jenna being Jenna's consistent. It's no, she
I
was
don't know. I guess it just like isn't hitting me for some reason. Like I see your guys' like complete like arms in the air frustration with her, and it just like doesn't stick to me
well,
that way.
the
I
other
don't know.
reason arms in the air frustration, first of all, Jenna, you have to imagine you're in the exact same position as someone.
Right,
They're winning also. Like, also, I'm currently beating the shit out of you, and
right.
you
Yeah.
had a way better
Right.
game
Right.
than
And
me.
That's
she's still
true.
And we're
complaining.
both
Yeah.
sitting
That's
here
true.
doing the same horrible thing. And it's like, this sucks. I hate this. I don't want to be doing this. My hands are cramping. I'm cold. Like, you'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Just,
like Kylan literally hasn't. He's gotten third place 3 times, and he's down there just like happy to not be swimming. He's like, I'm happy to just be not kicked out of the challenge finale yet. Yeah, I mean,
and
it's
she's winning. So it's
unreal.
also a spoiled, it's also like, all right, we'll suck it up and complain because we're all in the haha same boat as you, and nobody's complaining. So shut up. That's why I think Jordan's the only one that's an asshole enough to yell at her about it. But I feel like everybody, even
Yeah.
bananas
I
at
mean,
this
I
point,
think
must
the
be like,
other,
shut up. We're all doing what
yeah.
you're doing. Stop complaining.
No,
You're
I
the
hear
worse
you.
than we do, Jenny.
Yeah.
But they're also completely together. So they're a half hour on, and then a half hour of singing, and then a half hour of coin content. So it's 4 hours of listening to her complain. It's not just like, oh, she didn't do it to the end. We saw 4 rounds of like coin counting. So that's 2 hours of her complaining. I would want to punch her.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the hope or the goal from the other people is just hoping she self implodes. Like I was sitting there thinking, like, I actually think she's gonna quit. Like, could you seriously quit? You got first in every single checkpoint today. Like, and I think that might be a good editing red herring. Like, they're really setting up for that, making us believe that she's gonna quit because of how much complaining they're showing us that she's doing. But she just can't, right? Like,
If I'm
you
one of
can
the other,
I
if
hope she
I'm one of the
every
other
checkpoint.
if I'm one of the other females, I'm egging her on. I'm saying
Right.
this is gonna take forever. Oh my God, Jenny, you're so right. Like we're never gonna finish this. Get her out of the game. Like the guys, I don't think it's gonna matter because it says that first place, second place, a guy and a girl are each gonna get that.
right.
I don't
Think
know.
how
Second
horrible
place,
tomorrow's gonna be, Jenny. Right? Just psych her out.
just
It's
psych
like
her
psych
out,
her
man. 'Cause
out.
at this point, I just think you should. But second and third place, it says second place will get 75K and third place gets 25K. Is that for guy and girl, or is it just that whoever finishes second and third? They didn't explain it, but whatever. We'll
I
have to find
no,
out.
that's what I don't understand. That you guys, I was like, they'll have to explain to me. He said a first, second, and a third.
Well, I guess we can do the math because that goes to 800. If first place for guy and girl gets 400 each, that's you're up to 800,000 already. And then if you do 75,000 times two, it's 150,000. You're at 950. So yeah, it's going to be guy and girl. Looks like for each to make it $1 million. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay, yeah, that
Well, if
makes
it's 800,000 plus
sense.
150,000, that's 950,000 plus another 50,000. That gets you to exactly a million.
That's
So
And fourth place
I
doesn't get you eliminated halfway through. It just gets you no money after doing hell of a physical final.
oh God, can you imagine? But listen,
So it
maybe
looks like they are going to possibly eliminate. Are they going to eliminate a guy and a girl after day one or
I
something, and then
sort of
just have?
thought that they
Oh, did I
were.
miss that? Did they say
I don't
that
know.
they
No, they didn't say. I'm just asking. Do you think that they will? I don't know. I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know. It didn't sound like it
Yeah, I
because
don't
it
think so either.
sounded like, no, we're going to torture you to the point where you have to finish. You just won't get any money. You'll
Right. They
just be
want they want there to be
with
and
no money. Yeah.
if they eliminate a guy and a girl, then everyone's guaranteed money as long as they finish the finals. That's not as fun.
Right. No,
I'd
I
like
think
someone
you
to
have
finish and
to
not get
finish
money to
and not
Ooh,
get money. Yeah.
yeah. We'll have to see. Look, I mean,
yeah,
I know these part ones are always like, oh my God, I can't believe Jordan won three in a row. But then we go to day two and it's like he didn't even get that big of an advantage. Remember? Like they always try to do these equalizers where like Jordan will get some type of advantage because he finished so well, but they also want to keep it close. We know that. Wes told us all about that when he was on our show. It's not the finals are not always fair. Like just because you did great in part one doesn't mean on day number two
no.
you're gonna get that big of a lead or whatever you get from
I'm
that.
ready
So
for them to get off the boat. And I don't even want Kylan to win. I don't, it's not like my empathy for him is just literally, I feel terrible. It's doing something. Oh, if I was running in the Sahara, at least I'd feel like I knew like that was a very, very real possibility. Whereas this, and as Tori said, it's the open water, it's the ocean. It's not like a normal swimming challenge where it's a lot. And I feel bad for him. And I don't necessarily want him to win, but I think it's time to mix it up. Just
okay,
for,
Yeah, you're swallowing so much salt water. I wanted them to be on solid land by like the second
me too.
checkpoint. I was like, okay, I'm over all the water. I feel bad for them.
I
But I
feel
mean,
terrible
really,
for all of them, but
yeah.
Jenny is making me angry at her because everybody else is taking it like a champ and she's taking it like a little jerk. Where mental fortitude is another. That's our like number 6 intangibles. Where
I
you
mean, she
can't.
did the whole day as a champ, though. She swam
She
better
did a
than
great job. She performed awesome, and that's why I don't want. It's so
okay.
disappointing. What
Yeah.
a shithead she's being now. It's like,
like
oh
one
my
more thing about
god.
Something interesting about Jenny is, she does have asthma. We could hear it during the running endurance challenges. But when it comes to swimming and having not done it since what was it, Thailand, World War of the Worlds when she won, it's like, how have you not swam since then? Like, are you being serious with
maybe
this?
she
And
was.
Yeah,
with ease?
I mean, you don't forget how to swim, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, but you have to have a special sort of endurance for
it's
swimming.
different though because you're literally weightless. So it's a different kind of, you're not stressing your lungs.
Yeah.
That
you're not. I mean,
no, you're
obviously, you're not fully weightless because you could still sink, but you're definitely not. Yeah, your weight,
well, I'm
not
ashamed
weightless.
for
You're
I can't
weighted
swim
less.
for a very long
I
time.
guess to me, it just seems like a sleeper talent that she has that I
Mhm.
didn't expect her to have. So I've just been
Agreed,
surprised.
Jenna. I agree. I wasn't mad that I was like, wow, I'm impressed with her performance. And then it just was so like, ugh, now I remember why I hate you was the flip feeling,
Yeah, I guess I find
all
the
of my
entertainment
goodwill
in it.
towards her. Because
And
everybody
also,
else was equally miserable. And everybody else was like, she was the one dragging everyone down with her complaining.
I also have to say, I found the counting the money and the singing element of this final so hysterical. Like,
Yeah.
it was so goofy and out of left field. And it's just like some evil supervillain from the insane asylum, like, figured out what to make all of these competitors do in the
Yeah.
last leg of this already grueling day. Like, I'm like, how did the inception of this part of the final come together? Like, the counting money, I could understand like the challenging
Right.
aspect of it because you
Yeah.
don't want to lose count of where you're at. Like, it's kind of mental. But the sitting there and singing for 30 minutes straight is so hysterical. Like, what made them think of
It's
that?
a look, I love a good overnight challenge. The overnight challenges in the last couple seasons have kind of sucked. But the ones that were always the best where they had to stand on a log and
Yeah.
those were awesome because people were like because you got this type of drama and they brought it. They had this is a great overnight challenge because it's going to bring drama. We got it obviously as the cliffhanger to get us to watch part two. And I'm in. I hope that it goes so wrong because you're trying to keep count and you have someone complain the whole time. And I think those coins are obviously worth different amounts. They're not all just one, right? Because if it's just one, that seems pretty easy. Because it looked like Michelle was lining hers up by different shapes and sizes. I think they were worth different amounts. So you're not
Yeah.
putting one, two, three. It might be one, two, and then if you put a five in there, you're going up to seven. I think that I don't because they didn't really specify if they were worth different amounts, but I think that they are based on the fact there's all
I
different
think
kinds
they
of food.
said they were different amounts, but don't
So
quote
like that would make it even harder than that. Plus there's drama. One more thing on Jenny. Um, I found out tonight that she has a twin sister. Didn't know that. So I was thinking to myself, and this is kind of mean, but I wanted to know. I'm like, I want to know what Jenny looked like before.
right.
Maybe
Is
her
there a
twin
before
sister,
and an after sister,
maybe her
or are
sister
they
didn't have any work done, and I was like, maybe I could see what Jenny used to look like. That was
right,
my
right,
thought
a
on that.
normal,
That's just where
right,
my
right.
mind went when I saw that. I don't know.
That's hilarious. Well, I was thinking they should do like a a twinsy swap, and maybe there's one. Did you guys see the Prestige a long time ago?
The Prestige,
Yes, with
Like
Christian Bale.
Prestige
the
Worldwide from Step Brothers.
with
No,
Christian
forget it.
Bale, the
Yes,
magician
with Christian.
movie?
Yeah, the
Hell
magician.
yeah.
Yeah, so good. What if
Oh,
there's this is Jenny and her sister doing this, and one's just a really jerky, has a bad attitude, and like we like one Jenny. That's why it's like,
oh,
yeah,
is
I like
that
the
okay?
gay competitor,
Must
but
be.
then at
Um,
night it turned into such a jerk, and it's like a different Jenny. It's her twin sister, Lenny.
I have pictures if you want me to screen
Do
share.
they
Like,
look the same, or does it
they
like
look
let's
the
go
same.
together?
Oh, so
Okay,
she. All right.
They
you
Well,
look
must have
the
to go
same.
together to like get your stuff because
They
what if
don't
it
look
was like,
identical. No, they don't look identical at all, but they do look very much like
but
did I
sisters.
do they have
give you?
the same
Did I give you
look?
permission,
They
Jenna?
have the same
I don't know. Is that
style of
weird to like
face?
throw pictures of them up? I don't
All
know
right,
if they.
fine.
Yeah,
Never mind. I think I gave you permission, but you don't have to do it. All
yeah.
right.
Oh, did I could do it quickly.
Well, if I gave you permission, why not?
Why wouldn't you?
Oh, look at that.
Those are two of them or one of the same person?
No, those are different people. The one on the
Those
left
are
is her
They
sister.
look
different.
exactly the same.
No, they
They
don't. I can
they
the
are
one
clearly
that's
different humans.
that's her sister. She looks completely different. Yeah, she looks different to
Which
me.
one's Hold on. Is Jenny's on the right?
I think so.
One of them just has a weirder lip filler
All right, we're
situation
not
like that.
doing that. We're
Okay.
not saying anything about them as weird.
I'm
I
not
can tell
saying
them.
they're
I
weird,
can
it's
tell
just
them
their
apart. I
muscles
could definitely tell them apart.
are identical. They both work out. It's not like one's like I'm a kindergarten teacher and I look like a normal person, and one is Jenny.
That's kind of what I was expecting, right? I was like, well,
Right.
it's gonna be
That's
really
what
funny.
I wanted
Like,
to
I
see is
bet
like
one
a
of them.
normal version of
Right.
Jenny, but they're neither of them
And
are
that's what I
normal
was.
versions.
That's what I was getting at. I wonder if one is just like doesn't work out and just has like a because obviously Jenny wasn't born that way with those muscles. She worked for them, which is totally fine. But I was wondering if her
That's
sister.
not an insult. It's just would be funny to see the same thing that had a different life path.
But I also
That's
wanted,
like-
but with that said, Pamela, I also wanted to see what her lips look like if she didn't have them done.
I'm not
Just be
even.
honest, I did. I wanted to see if, what she looked like.
Jenny is like looks like a professional bodybuilder and a social influencer or something. Forget it's not about that. It would be entertaining to see.
All right, let's do this, ladies.
a
Let's do
different choice, Jenny.
checkpoint 1, 2, and 3. Are there any parts of it that you all want to talk about? Because to me, like you said, Jenna, there's a lot of swimming and a lot of stuff we can pass over here. Are there any points in the checkpoints that you? I remember Kylan pissed on a sign. I found that very
was
humorous.
fun.
That
I
was a
also
good
think
point.
blah 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 that you had to start over if you didn't get it right.
That was ridiculous. Bullshit. That was BS.
They've never done that. That's like, oh my God. And again, good.
Well, you know what? But it also, remember, I had made a comment earlier on, like, I'm tired of them saying check, 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 check. And they put an end to it. They listened to us, clearly.
But maybe do
Yeah, I like
something.
that
And
stuff.
also
Make him
question,
do 20 push-ups or something.
yes, a time panel or something, but God, you have to do it
Go
over
all the way
again,
back is
the whole
bullshit.
thing.
Yeah.
And also, it looks like they were four-sided. Those puzzles, and I think I'm good at puzzles, look so hard to me, especially in a simple black and white thing, because when you do puzzles, it's the differences that you need to stand out. So if you're doing a black and white puzzle and it's four sides, I feel like that would be so hard, but
Yeah, that'd
everybody
be really
else
cool.
got it
At
right.
the top of the show, when I said I had a jaw-dropping moment, it was when Tori had to go back and do it again. Like I actually
Right.
Mm.
gasped out loud. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Stop, really? Like what misery?" Like I would just be in agony. Like I said, you're already doing so much swimming. I couldn't believe when you made it to the top of that fucking hill, they had to swim again.
Well, and
And
then the fact that when Tori put the pieces back in on her second time, she's like, "This is the same as they were before," but I guess I'll say check. Like, and she's like, and then, but
I
she did
know.
have them
I was
wrong.
like, you can't just say check. You
They
want to go
were
do it again?
they were
Like,
very similar though. The pieces that she had off were super similar. I was like,
That's what I'm
wow,
saying.
that's
Like
sketchy,
it's
man.
so
That's
hard if they've got all the sides too. It's like, I don't know, it's too straight curve of
yeah.
a face. Like
yeah.
they could have
Also,
been the right. Jenny got it right on the Jenny conspiracy. Jenny said her thing wrong and she got it right on that last challenge where she beat Kara.
Oh,
which one?
another thing about Tori I wanted to ask. Someone said she has an OnlyFans. Oh, what I
They
don't
said
I
she
get
makes a lot of money
Who
on it.
said
no,
that?
no, I know, I'm not hating on her. I'm asking. I thought
I
OnlyFans.
don't
I
know.
don't. I don't have an OnlyFans account. I've never been on OnlyFans. Like they don't have to be naked on there, right? They can just put like bathing suit pictures up or
You
something. Like,
can
I
be
assume
as
you're not
like,
putting on a suit or something and just saying and standing there. That doesn't do anything. They have to show something. I assume, right? That's
I
the goal
think
here.
that you can be
Modest as you want.
as modest as you want. Like I could have an OnlyFans where I read nursery rhymes if I wanted to, but
Mm.
most people do that in addition to their social media to be a little more risque. Like
I think it's
Polly,
more. I thought it was more risque thing. So
well,
now I
this is
want
what
to.
I know
I'm
about.
just curious because I don't see Tori doing something like that, like showing,
She
like
might
being
not be
like,
nude though. If you're just like Polly used to post skimpy, like Polly, Cara Polly used to post like,
what other Polly is there?
I don't know, Speedo
Polly D. There's
pictures,
Polly D.
not naked or anything, but it would have like a sticker over the genital area and it would be
I
like for the
think
real
Jenna's looking up
photo.
her OnlyFans right now.
Yeah.
She's on the.
So
She's
for the
getting
real,
the.
and Polly would say, for the real photo, join my OnlyFans, and you get a subscription to someone you want.
No,
You
I
pay,
get
and I
how it
think
works. I was just surprised to hear. I feel like
who
Tori could
said
make
that?
plenty of money off like an Instagram where she need to do an OnlyFans as well. Because I always think of
If
that like
someone
maybe
wants to, but
she's
on Instagram, there's a lot you can't show side boob. You probably can't show just a thong. Someone wants
there's
to pay
a.
her to
I'm
see.
telling you, I come across things on Instagram where these girls are like almost naked. I'm like, how is this legal? Like a kid
Oh,
could see
okay.
this. It's
Because I don't
ridiculous
think
to
you can
me.
have like. I don't want to be graphic.
Jenna, I'm dead serious. These things pop up
I
on my
know.
damn
I'm
feed. I'm like,
sorry.
what is
Forgive
going
me.
on?
I'm sick, so I'm just like I feel like I'm like this is a pinball game, and I'm just like
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
trying
Like,
to
tired. Want to
follow
go?
along
Yeah.
here.
All right. Anyways, moving along here. Any other bananas moon the
Yes,
camera? He
I
had a
have
white, it was
things
a
I
white whale
want
in the
to say.
water.
I have things I want to say. In addition to this just being a swim heavy final, which already sucks for people who are not good in the water. Now, the second checkpoint, when you have to hold your breath underwater and stare at symbols that are so like intricately detailed and small, finer details, it's like, just shoot me in the face. Like,
But that one, I
be
thought that
like,
was the best checkpoint. That checkpoint was so
well,
cool.
you're like an underwater lake freak, okay?
Yeah, I guess, but like the idea of having to swim underwater and like
Yeah,
decipher a
holding your
puzzle, at least they
breath
made it interesting.
impairs a lot of us, okay? We can't think straight when we're holding our breath. Like your circulation is literally cut off, Dan. You don't have any oxygen
Girls,
to your
when
brain.
we're all gonna sign up for the challenge. You ladies, you're gonna Jenna, you're gonna work on your swimming. Pamela, endurance. What are you working on for this? I need to work on
Yeah.
puzzles. I got to work on so many puzzles. I would do so bad at the puzzles, and we all are
I'd
gonna go on the
say,
show.
you know how like the older, like the all stars will do instead of like a 3 month season, it'll be like a 3 week season because they have lives. I would sign up for maybe like a 1 hour challenge where it was like 15 minutes of this. That is probably my max of being like,
Pamela, you
yeah,
don't make the
no,
damn rules. You can't
yeah,
do that.
that's what I would do. It's like, okay, I'll do a simulated 1 hour challenge where we do like all the different activities in the course of an hour. But beyond that, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm going home. I'm not like, it's not my strengths here.
Well, you know what
Yeah,
I'll
I
want to
mean,
do
when you
because
think
of
you get some little semblance of a break where you can like be above water. Nope, get right back in, and now you got to hold your breath, and now you got to dive in under a boat. Good luck.
I know
But
poor Tori too, who did that for several hours and then had
yeah.
to just like rest to get back.
that
Ugh.
that's true on Tori's part. I
Mhm.
want to give props for those three checkpoints. The people that I thought going into this finale who are the worst on the show, I guess, which as far as being challengers, are obviously Michelle and Derek. And I thought that they performed their asses off. And so mad props to both of them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
They
they
kicked
really
ass.
did.
Because Derek, I'm sorry, but like Derek is I don't know what's changed in him, but he's not the same dude that was on the show back in the early 2000s because he sucked then. And maybe it was because every dude was like jacked out of their minds and just like meatheads, and he had to compete. He was the only kind of scrawnier dude, and now it's like kind of there are some more equalizers, and obviously swimming is helping him and things of that nature. And he has good endurance. So I'm surprised the endurance didn't help him in the original show. But anyways, maybe he didn't have it back then. I don't know. But yeah, he's a different guy than he used to be on the other show.
Yeah. And I mean,
Mhm.
also on the thought of like there being a lot of swimming and that can be unfair to people, most people are handling it just fine. It's honestly really just Kylan who is suffering the most. And that's where you feel bad because he is a really good competitor and he's so smart. Like, otherwise, he would be crushing this game because he is so good at puzzles. I mean, Bananas is taking a bit of a hit where we're not seeing him in his best form. He's usually really good. So I feel like the swimming is kind of taking a
I
toll on
think
him as well.
strategically,
And
Bananas actually playing
Tori
a
we
really
usually see, and Tori and Rachel we do usually see like in first place, but I think Rachel is more so succumbing to the puzzles than she is the swimming. But otherwise, like everyone's like keeping up with the swimming and seems to be like doing generally okay with it.
well. And
Mhm.
to Bananas' credit, he finished second two times, and then he finished second two times out of the three. So no one was beating Jordan. Like Bananas understands it's like he's like, I'm not gonna. But the fact that he was able to finish twice behind Jordan and put himself in the best possible position after Jordan really, except for that one time when Derek did beat him in checkpoint one. Bananas is strategically, I think he's actually playing a well game based on he knows he no complaining from Bananas. He knows he's not the best swimmer. He knows he's not the best at puzzles, and that's all we got for three checkpoints. Where Kylan, he is literally overwhelmingly saying how unfair it is. It's like, dude, welcome to the challenge, man. I'm sorry. I know it's different than what you usually saw on TV. I don't care. I don't
He's
care.
not bothering me though. He's good naturedly complaining about the fact
I
that,
don't.
yes, it's going to
I
be a
completely
swim.
agree. I
Yeah.
think he's having a good spirit about it. He's
Yeah.
having good humor about it. The only time he ever complained was, like I said, the third checkpoint after you already swam. Then you get to the second swim of the checkpoint. Then he was like, "Come on!" Like that's when he finally started to complain, and it still was like funny, good
But
humor.
it is. He's not pissing me off and being a
Well,
complainer.
he's not Jenny. That's for damn sure.
He's
Yeah.
not Jenny. And it's like,
And
I
he's
guess,
self-deprecating about it too.
yeah,
Like when he got fourth place for the third time in a row, he's like, "Well, I'm not nothing if not consistent," you know?
yeah,
Yeah, that was funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing if not consistent, whatever the saying
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, nothing if not consistent. That's like that. But yes, no, agreed. I would be fucking pissed too if it was like carry heavy things and run in the desert or whatever, something like the least, the 100 challenges of at least the worst thing you're worst at. Yeah, no, it sucks for him.
Yeah, yeah. The
But
time I
yeah,
did feel bad, the one time I did feel bad for Kylan was not the swimming, is when he got that cramp at the end there. Because those cramps, you get them when you swim, and they destroy you. You can't. I don't even know how he finished it. I'm sorry, I've gotten those cramps. It's almost like it's kind of like a Charlie horse. I don't even know how to.
yeah.
It literally is it's a knot or like a rock in the back of your leg, and you can't. It's so
Well, like
uncomfortable and it's
seasons.
painful
That's
too.
that's what Paulie said happened to him. Remember that challenge that he was doing so good on that one season of like
And
Cara's Cult,
talking
I think.
bad shit
And he
too.
got
And
a cramp in the water. And talking about shit, not the fun one where Kyle was, I don't know,
oh,
but
I'm
someone where
thinking,
he just blew it at the end and it was like, wait, what? Huh? He was dominating all and he got some sort of cramp. That
Yeah.
yeah.
my
I know.
poly appreciation.
It's so true too to get a cramp like that. Like it's a very real thing, but I feel like there's something so frustrating and almost embarrassing about it because it's like there was no contact
Ah,
made. Like, yeah, you didn't see like a clear hit from someone, you didn't fall off something. Like it's not as visual, but it's so
right,
real.
Well,
And
you
then
got
you're
to
right.
think
like,
of this.
ah!
your body's not used to having to push through something for that long period of time. So your muscles aren't used to that kind of compression against your body for like really hours and hours and hours. You walk through air. Air is not stopping you when you just walk casually or run or whatever. So yeah, I'm surprised another person didn't cramp up.
But
So
I'm with Jenna on it's like, what incapacitated you, dude? Like, why are you no longer able to move? It's visually kind of funny.
Because anytime I've gotten it, I'm like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. It's like,
Right.
trust me, it really hurts. Just trust me, bro. Just
Right.
trust me on
Right.
this.
Phantom impediment. Like,
Totally.
something
I
hurt
got it
me.
so bad birth story when I went into labor. Suddenly, like I had a dead left leg and I had to go pee and I'm like jumping on one foot to the bathroom. Like I
Uh,
could not move my left leg and had the worst cramp Charlie horse in the world. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. What's happening?
well, the worst is I always sit crisscross applesauce because like I'm short. So it's just that's the most comfortable. Like right now I'm sitting on a stool with all my legs on the stool. But when you sit like that for a long amount of time, sometimes I'll get up and be like, whoa, dead leg. Like I'll not notice that one is like gone, that like
Yeah.
it's lost feeling. So it's like, oh snap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he also got a hand cramp later when he was counting out all of his coins.
Poor Kylan. He's gonna get yeah.
oh man. Well, look, I mean, I know you ladies didn't like that there was too much swimming. I thoroughly enjoyed
I'm
leg
glad you
one,
did.
part
You're
one. I don't.
anchoring us. You're anchoring us in the ocean, keeping us.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and it honestly is not just because I think I'd be good at it. It's honestly because I think that the Jenny complaining stuff is great.
It
I
is. Yeah.
think obviously I love seeing Jordan kick ass in his element, whatever that element is. In this case, it's just kicking ass at swimming.
But won't
Um,
you be pissed, Dan, if Michelle wins? Like Michelle's the female champ versus you wouldn't?
Maybe regularly I would, but she earned her spot throughout the season. Unlike when you had that blonde chick that was in that finale. Remember that
Colleen,
Colleen?
Ha!
No, Colleen, get at Emmanuel, get out of here. At least Michelle had to
Yeah,
earn
that
her
was
spot.
Michelle's fault that those assholes were there instead of Nuri.
Well, I told you, Michelle and every other challenger is a season to season, sometimes episode to episode. I like them, I hate them, and
No,
I'm
I
on
agree.
team.
I just would be like, good God, she won. I mean, I guess she won the first one. She keeps saying. I don't remember that either.
I
Look,
mean,
as she
she
she won
she
the
won both.
sandblast. Checkpoint one, she won sandblast. She got first place. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
and
mean
she
the first.
won multiple eliminations as well, so she deserves to be there.
I know that's what I'm saying.
All
Yeah.
right, fine. I just
Like I'm trying to think like if honestly if anyone wins this final, I'm okay with. I mean, I have my ones that I want to win. Look, Jenny was in eliminations during the season, so in a way she earned her spot as far as I'm concerned, and she's performing well in the final as well. So as much as
you're right. You're
I'm
right.
not sure she's going to make it out of the final, to be honest with you, with
Right.
what's happening with the coins, anyways. But if she
You
somehow
are right.
pulls
Jenny
through,
has deserves her. She really does. That's as much. I will.
I think everybody
Fair.
here deserves their spot here.
yes, I do too. And that's why it's so great. Unlike that other freaking
I
final
agree.
with Colleen and Emmanuel and whoever hell the Corey Lay was in that thing. Get out of here, bro. You sucks. And we'll see. We'll see how he does. He's on All Star season 5, so
Well,
maybe Corey Lay will do some great things. By the
Not
way,
All-Stars?
All Star season 5 is coming out January 29th, Jen. I'm sure you're excited to hop right back into another season. Here's the thing.
Bye.
Go look at the cast pictures because I'm not super like excited. Turbo's back. That's kind of fun. It's a rivals season. Or so yeah, it's a rivals season, which is
That's
fun.
fun.
But the AI pictures that they put up on social media of them look so weird. They AI'd their faces and stuff. I'm telling you, something's off. Maybe I'm wrong, but something is off with those faces they put
It's
on
on the
social media.
official challenge Instagram.
I'm just on Instagram posts for the challenge, but I assume, yeah, this is their cast photos. Yeah.
Challenge MTV, right? Okay, I'm gonna pull it up, and
Well,
since
yeah,
you already
I'll let you know if it's the same ones I saw, but I'm telling you, their faces look off. I remember
okay.
Adam's face looked weird. Because Adam's there,
All
Avery,
right,
you guys all love Avery's boyfriend. So
I see Shane.
look at that. That's not it. That's an AI. Look at that face.
That doesn't
They're
look
airbrushing
like him
then.
to me.
No, that one
That
looks
looks like
normal.
them.
Keep going. That's normal. I'm telling
Totally
Summer.
normal.
Look at Adams.
These are
oh wait,
absolutely
hold on. Show me. Sorry.
That's AI. There you go. There's AI on Big T.
AI.
What do you mean AI?
They're like airbrushed and stuff. They don't even
Right,
look.
they're filters.
Frank
They're
looks
not
a little bit,
They're
artificial.
but we
filtered.
haven't.
That looks like an AI of Frank, does it not?
It looks
This
strange.
one looks a little bit interesting of Frank. I'll give you that.
Okay, keep going. I'm telling you,
Okay,
others
keep
ones look
going.
But
off
we
too.
haven't seen him in a while. Sylvia, all
That looks
right.
good.
This All-Stars.
This is not no. Just so Jenna, you know what they're calling it?
All-Stars has just lost the fucking meaning.
Jenna, they're calling it small stars this season.
Seriously, like,
Eh,
ay,
Jenna,
Dios
I'm so
mío.
glad you're saying
Look
that
at
because I was like,
Dario. Oh, Dario's on
Dario.
All-Stars.
Dario, one season.
Oh my God.
And hey,
I'm
what? You know what else is weird? They're putting their full names down. They never did full names
because
before.
no one knows who these people are except
Oh,
for you.
but isn't it weird? Like they're
Not
doing
Big
enough
full
to
T.
just
names.
say
I
no.
I love Big T, but
Go back,
all
I want you to see Adam. Yeah, scroll down if you can see Adam. I want you to see Adams. I'm telling you, Adams looks so weird. Come
He's,
on. Ashley's looks weird.
uh,
I gotta
what
go ahead
the
and
what?
credit our
This is
girls.
just a mosh posh of a cast. Like this is, I don't know how to interpret this.
Jenna, I'm so with you, and I'm so glad you get to be. I'm gonna hide behind you and be the nice person here.
Damn. Okay.
Say,
Damn.
I,
Oh,
I,
big all-star Sam's back. Oh,
this,
thank goodness.
this is the strangest,
Uh,
weirdest cast that I'm like, I don't know how to feel
this
That
about.
is not okay, Ashley. I mean, this just isn't All Stars. This is just
look
another
at Adam.
season
Is
of the
Adams
challenge.
is
Like,
airbrushed or something? That's not Adam looks really weird to me.
no,
Airbrush is
he's
one
just
thing, but
posing in a very silly way, but
very
Something
strange.
looks off with these pictures, I'm telling you.
I think you're being a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. I think they're a little polished up. I can see what you're saying. They're a
More
little,
than a little. More than a little.
they're
Look at
airbrushed.
Beth.
They're
I
not
Look
just,
at
just
AI.
Beth.
who are you excited about,
Don't skip
Jenna?
by Beth so quickly. Oh,
Um,
here. Oh, what's this?
I
I don't think
mean,
we can.
listen, like I'm just gonna enjoy the ride because I hope All Stars is more fun, like less talk about game strategy and more like
I'm
partying,
excited for
having fun, and
Turbo. I'm
like
excited for the,
playing pranks. Yeah, Turbo, I think will add a flair of drama that
and
will
I
be
think the
exciting.
idea of it being rivals too, Jenna. It's a rivals. They're trying to
Yeah,
bring back rivals, which people have been itching for years. They listened, so that's exciting. I'm actually excited for the season. I think that the cast members should be. I don't know why the hell's Dario there? Oh my God, what is
I know.
Dario gonna
I'm
do?
excited too, of course, but I do feel like the name All Stars has
And it's just, the All Stars is
to
BS,
do
Jenna.
with
And you
it.
know it, Jenna.
Because
Didn't
who,
Leroy?
like,
Oh,
sorry,
didn't Leroy
technically,
retire? I thought.
but like in all honesty. What does all-star even mean anymore? Like, who doesn't qualify to be an all-star at
No,
this
it
point?
doesn't mean
No
anything.
offense, like if Corey is on there, if you have
Katie's on there.
if you have people who have done one single season and they're on an all-star season, like what is the qualification? Like, how does that,
Wait,
whatever.
scroll.
That's what I'm
Read some
saying.
of the comments. Go down and read some of the comments. There's got to be people complaining about it, like saying that this is like not All Stars. Like what is like what is this?
I think people are they've
People.
deleted
Well,
all
I mean, everyone's excited for Turbo. Everything's Turbo. I mean, everyone's
they've
excited for Turbo.
deleted all of the negative comments is what I'm gathering.
Oh well, this is on the if this is on the MTV site, then most likely
It's
On
the
the
everyone's
official.
pumped.
Yeah.
NCAA. Well, you know where we have to go to Reddit to get the real tea.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
they're calling it small stars. And there's some things I'm excited about. I am excited to see what's her name and oh Avery and that guy. She's not even on it. For a second, I thought Kellyanne was with that guy. Forget it. I was like, oh, I want to see now that they're dating Adam and Kellyanne. But she's
right.
not.
No, I want to
Oh.
I feel like Turbo knows what character he's playing. He's like,
yeah, he's no, I'm excited to have him back. I'm excited for Turbo for
but
sure.
I don't like when people aren't like genuine villains. I don't like when you can tell that they're playing up being a villain. You know what I mean? Like, and they all do it to some extent because it's a TV show and there's cameras and they're like playing up their personalities. But I don't like when it just feels like fraudulent in a way for camera,
For
you
sure.
know?
100%. All right. No mailbag this week. We'll save it for the final. And the last thing is any final thoughts, any predictions, any who do you want to win, anything like that, ladies?
It's weird because I'm having a hard time like figuring out who I'm rooting for. Like, I always have to bring in my husband's couch take as we're sitting on the couch together, and he's saying he's rooting for Rachel and Derek. And I just like I feel like I'm kind of rooting for everybody in a way. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like I can't narrow
It's
it
so
down.
weird,
I
Jenna. It
can.
is so weird you're saying that. I 100% agree with that take. I don't care who wins. I'm rooting for everybody. Obviously, I like
Oh,
that Jordan's winning, but like I don't care if Derek somehow beats Jordan. Here's the thing. If it's not karma vote involved, I'm all about it. But if the karma vote really does play in it,
Right.
I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna care who wins.
I
I
mean, I
want
see what
Tori
you
and
mean,
Jordan.
but yeah, I kind of like always just
I like
root
them
for
both.
Tori
Well,
because I love
did
Terrence.
I see Jordan laying on Tori's leg when they were tired on the ship? Just saying. Mhm.
Oh man, they're married again, everyone.
Yep. I mean,
Yay.
Jordan has a
But
serious girlfriend, but whatever. We'll just pretend that doesn't exist.
yeah, I don't know. It's so tough because you see Kylan so far behind. It's almost like, do you even put any hope into him possibly winning? And it's also
Two.
hard not to root for Derek. Like Derek is such the underdog, and he just feels like such a good person that you want him to win, you know? But at the same time, Jordan is smashing it, so it's almost like he deserves it. So I'm just like super muddled, you know? And for the girls, I'm always rooting for Tori. But it's also like if Jenny and Michelle are just killing it, they're just killing it. And I can't
Right.
root against them. Like if they deserve it, they deserve it. So, and poor Rachel, I mean, it would have been great for her to come back and win after so many years of being away. She's the only one from era one. Like she's such a badass. She's so cool and calm.
She's had a
But
good season. She
yeah, but at the same time, it's like same with you, girl. Like you're kind of like pulling the back of the bus. So I don't know if you're not making it, you're not really doing it. And I also felt like she was saying something about she wants to prove to Era One, or like she has to show Era One she deserves this. I was like, girl, you don't have a shit to prove them. They
No,
all
and you know what?
guys, they were dominoes out like episode one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Like you don't owe anything to Era One.
That's the one thing I wish they could somehow have still kept it eras. I know Rachel would be by herself right now, but I don't care. Like, make them have to work with their eras. Why? I don't. It's not Battle of the Eras anymore. Everyone's individualized. It's such crap. So that was disappointing. I don't think back in the day they would have split them up. I think they would have just kept them as the group. Though, like it was good guys versus bad guys. Halfway through the season, they'd be like, okay, everyone's on their own now. You're all medium guys and girls. Like, no, you have
yeah.
a team.
And I also
Yeah.
do think, though, Pam, you were saying earlier that you don't think that the karma votes are going to influence that much. I think that they do. They have the potential to. They really do, because there's a lot of people who voted. And if people loved you and
Yep.
you had a ton of people put you at five or four,
Conspiracy theory. I got one.
it's gonna like
What?
push you over, not just like tip you over, like it's gonna catapult you over the
Yeah, and
finish line. Like
conspiracy
Really?
theory is
Derek's like 2-3, 3-2, you know, like he's right up there and like the
put
twos
them
and
right
the
to the top.
top.
Right.
It can put him right to the top.
And that's my thing is
Five is good or bad?
Good. You want the most points.
Numbers are good. Right. Okay.
so here's my thing. Conspiracy theory. Let's say the karma points really didn't affect the game at all. Why are we making such a big deal throughout the season about it? They have all like I think most of this edited already. They have to make the karma points count for something, or what we just watched for 30 episodes, that's a joke, 20 episodes is a lot. It's crap. So they have to make them count. So even if they didn't do anything, I bet they still could finagle it. We will never know. We don't know what everyone voted. We don't know the numbers. It's all
No.
they can manipulate everything on this show now.
Oh,
Back in the
dang,
day, it
that's
was only half.
bad.
They can literally make anybody the winner of this damn
Oh,
thing.
that's so annoying and
And
sad to
that's
think
why
about.
y'all said you didn't mind
Gotta
the
count
karma
the
votes.
votes.
That's why I think the karma votes are BS because we literally have no control. Really, we never had control. But in the finale, we can see who's kind of winning and hope that they get the win, right? Here, even
Reality
if Jordan
TV is
wins,
not real.
what's that, Jenna?
Reality TV is not real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, it used to be
Uh,
more real. Now it's completely
they
done
have to show
over.
us.
So,
We gotta count the tallies in front of our faces. But
well,
you know, it's funny, you're saying
Yeah.
they're making such a big deal out of these karma votes throughout the season. They really did not make them a big deal at all throughout the
my
season.
point
Like
is that it exists, though. They have to have it mean
now all
There'll
of a
be
something.
sudden, at
something.
the end, now at the end, it's like this is going to be your destiny in the final. This thing that we've kind of used in like five of the 18
When they
episodes,
had time, when
now
they
in
had a
everything.
Jenna, remember they only had an hour and a half to cover all this great crap that they had to talk about on the show. They
Yeah.
didn't always have time to talk about karma voting.
Yeah, and I don't want to necessarily be like a huge hater about that. Like, I'm sure that there was some intention behind it. Like, I'm sure it wasn't just like, oh, we ran out of time, we can't include it. They were probably trying to hold out on it for the mystery and the suspense until the end. Like, I can kind of see it, but I don't think it would have hurt to just thrown in like one person's, just one single vote by each person that was eliminated at the end of each episode. We don't have to see everybody they ranked, but
Right.
maybe just
Mhm.
like one, you know, just to like keep it consistent. I don't know, but
Pamela, that might be
what
the
do I know?
closest. Pamela, that might be the closest we've ever gotten to getting Jenna to hate on something on the show. So this is, we almost had you.
Really? I don't know. I
I
feel
mean,
like
I'm just half joking, but you are the most positive one out of the three of us.
we've talked about Zach, right? I mean, if you
Yes. I don't like Zach. She doesn't like
How
Zach.
about someone currently on the show that you're not a huge fan of?
But to back that, I will say is for this one, whereas I am rooting for Tori and Jordan. There's no one I'm rooting against. Put it that way. None of these people,
right.
even Complainer Jenny, is getting
I
my
was gonna
most.
say, wow, coming
She's
from
she's. I don't want her to win. I don't mind if she plays. She has earned her spot. I'm talking about my personal feelings, not their deservedness. I do believe I understand Jenny is doing a good job. I can't take that away from her. So I'm not rooting for her to like lose per se. I'd like those other two to win. And then I'll be fine to see the chips fall where they may. But yeah.
All right. Look, this is gonna be great. I'm excited for part two.
Me too.
Me too. I'm really excited.
Oh, good. So we're all into it. This is okay. We're all
Yeah.
based on, I mean, we're still into it. We'll see you all next week for part two. I assume there's no part three. I think this is gonna be it. I think this is gonna be the final episode before the
a 3-part reunion, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 3-part reunion, and then it's gonna go right into All Stars 5. Jenna's pumped. Here we go. All right. See y'all next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.